Good day everyone, this is Teacher Alvin, your Mapeh teacher. Mapeh, mapinalanggaon na guro. For today's video, we're gonna talk about silkscreen printing. Get your ball pen and your notebook and take down notes all the important details about the topic. Let's go!
Teacher Alvin TV. Please subscribe and share.
Mapeh Arts, Quarter 3, Week 2, Day 2. Lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are expected to identify what is self-printing, enumerate the steps on how to make a self-printing, and create self-printing design. We will have our simple review. Give the different types of printing in arts. This is the different types of printing in arts. First, we have the stencil. Next, we have the seal. Next, we have the woodblock printing. Next, we have metal block movable printing. And lastly, we have the flatbed printing press. Are you familiar in this way of t-shirt printing? If yes, this is silkscreen print. Here is an overview on how screen printing is done. First, create or edit artwork. Print film positive, degrease and dry screen. Coat screen with emulsion and dry thoroughly. Place film on screen and exposure to UV light. Rinse screen with water until image appears and is clear. Load screen with ink and run the squeegee across until image appears crisp and bright. Dry ink to appropriate temperature, and lastly, sell it and make money. Steps on silkscreen printing. Step 1. Preparing all the needed materials. We will have our screen printing screen, emulsion kit, ink or paint, masking tape, squeegee, 150 watt bulb, iron, and negative print design. Step 2. Preparing your screen. Your screen will not be prepared when you first buy it. You need to apply masking tape to the inside and back as shown to stop the flow of the emulsion when preparing your screen. Step 3. Applying the emulsion. Mix the emulsion as instructed. Then, pour onto screen. Step 4. Spreading the emulsion. Using the squeegee, spread the emulsion on both sides of the screen. Note that since it is liquid, the emulsion will seep through the other side of the screen when spreading. Make sure that your screen should be as even as possible. Hold it up to light to see if it's smooth and all areas are fully covered. Step 5. Drying the screen. Put the screen flat side up in a dark room to dry. You can also use a small fan if you want to circulate air so it will dry faster. Mostly, it will take about 3 hours to dry without using fan. Step 6. Printing your transparency. You will need a transparency of the image you want to print. Make sure the image is in black or in a negative image. Step 7. Exposing your screen. On the flat side of the screen, place the transparency upside down, then put the piece of glass on the top to ensure the transparency is flat against the screen. We put the transparency upside down because the flat side of the screen is the back side. Expose the screen with the light about 2 feet away for 13 to 14 minutes. Make sure to time it because an overexposed screens will not wash clean for printing. Step 8. Checking your screen. Once the time is up, turn the light off and remove the transparency and glass. It may not look like anything happened, but when you hold the screen to a light, you will see a difference in color. By exposing the screen to the light source with the transparency, a reaction occurs. The exposed area becomes hardened and will not wash away. The exposed area, the image on the transparency, is still soft enough to wash out in the next step. Step 9. Cleaning your screen. Use either a handheld shower head, sink sprayer, or pressure washer to clean your screen. All you need is water and pressure. Note that the only part that will wash away is where the screen was not exposed to light. Once clean, hold up to light to see if you miss any spots. If you see any areas on your screen with holes, gaps in design, or miscoverage of emulsion, just cover with masking tape on the back side of the screen once the screen is dry. Step 10. Preparing to print. Use cardboard or any stiff object in between the front and back of your shirt. Don't use corrugated cardboard because the surface may be smooth, but when you're pressing down to ink your shirt, the waves of the corrugated will show as a pattern. The reason we use a surface in between the layer is because we don't want to ink to bleed through the opposite side of the shirt. Step 11. Placing the screen. Place your screen flat side down on your shirt. Using the flat side allows the screen to make a direct connection for printing. Step 12. Applying ink to the image using a spoon. Put a glove on ink paint on the screen. Drag the glove across the top for even coverage. Use the squeegee to ink the design onto the shirt. Make sure it covers the design. Too much amount of ink will cause over-inking and you will lose the sharpness of the design. Step 13. Finishing. Pull the screen off, lifting from right to left to reveal your design. Once 100% dry, iron the image using highest setting before steam. Iron for at least 10 to 15 seconds on all areas of the design. Place the iron on one half. No need to apply pressure, just place directly on the top of the ink. For 10 to 15 seconds, then move the iron to the other half. This will set the ink and will avoid the design to be washed off. Let's try to answer these directions. Write true if the statement is correct and false if not. The transparency for screen printing should ideally have a positive image. A handheld shower head, sink sprayer, or pressure washer can be used to clean the screen after exposure. Using corrugated cardboard between the layer of the shirt is recommended to prevent ink bleeding through. The flat side of the screen should be placed directly on the shirt for printing. Ironing the printed image on the shirt after it is 100% dry helps set the ink and prevents the design from being washed off. Let's do this. Directions. Draw a t-shirt with a coat that you would like to print using silkscreen printing. Shout out time! Shout out grade 6 ang Pagita, grade 6 ang Tan, grade 6 Lirio, grade 6 Tulips, grade 6 Orchids, grade 6 Rosal, grade 6 Daisy, grade 6 Camia, grade 6 Ilang Ilang, and grade 6 Sunflower. Thank you very much for watching my video. Hope that my video give you a lot of information about the topics, most especially in arts. And adios amigos!